Hey, Marie back with another video. It's 10:40 a.m. It is February 23rd and it is Friday. So I hope you guys have some special plans for this weekend. This is the time where you could, kind of kick back a little bit, relax, get into your own little space and take care of yourself however you choose to do. I had to get out this morning because I realized I didn't have any coffee. So I'm thinking, do I go to the Dollar General or do I go to Walmart? Decisions, right? So I decided to go to Walmart. And so I made the little trek up to Walmart, got myself some coffee. I am not a coffee connoisseur. Like some people have their specific brands of coffee. It's their must have. Some people like expensive coffees or whatever. I just kind of pick a coffee randomly, like, well, let's go ahead and give this one a try. I have never found a coffee that I'm like addicted to, but I do enjoy a good cup of coffee in the morning. And I really don't think it's so much the coffee base. I think it's more like, the things that I put in the coffee, you know what I mean? Like I like a lot of cinnamon and nutmeg in my coffee. So anyway, I hope you guys are all having a good morning. I just pretty much got my day started. I just got back home and I'm just kind of kicking back here in my room doing some thinking. I've really been thinking a lot about, this issue. And I do want to focus more on spiritual topics. I do think this topic in itself is a very spiritual one. A lot of it has to do with, integrity and, accepting yourself for who you are, understanding who you are, right? And your spiritual destination. My whole existence has a lot to do with that sort of message. It seems as though it does. Nothing happens for a reason. And I know that I went through hell going up, dealing with the targeting and stuff like that, and coming to realize, what this is all about. It's actually quite deep. I do get the message, though, that a lot of people are coming to understand the importance of paying attention to issues relating to human trafficking, which I am very glad that people are starting to take it seriously, understanding the foundation as to why many people are unhappy and struggling in that situation. Being unable to find workplace, what do you call it, work-life balance. Understanding that the chances of having that under that system are absolutely impossible to do. Um, I do think it's important that people are well matched for the jobs that they're supposed to be in. There is nothing wrong, like I said, with people arranging jobs, but if you get down to the reason as to why they're arranging that job, you have to understand that sometimes it's a violation. Sometimes, like, for example, let's just say, for example, there's someone I haven't seen in many years from school, okay? And they want to give me a helping hand. They know somebody who works in this community, and they're like, hey, you know what? This girl I used to know from school, she needs a job, and I think she would be a match for you, and that's fine. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That people have always had. What do you call it? What they call referrals and stuff like that. That's a totally legal move, okay? And it's an advantage. It does give you an advantage, okay? But if she's doing it because she's trying to convert you to a religion, or she's trying to perhaps maybe set you up with the guy that you guys used to know in school that you never liked, right? And now he's got control over you. Think about this. He has control over you. He sets up your employment. If he sees that maybe you're dating somebody else, then he could make sure that you lose your job, and you can't have a life. Is basically what it is, and this is what makes it a form of slavery. Okay, slavery because you are at the whims and the mercy of somebody. That is slavery, is what it is. Okay, human trafficking is nothing more than modern day slavery, and a lot of people go through these like ups and downs, and they can't understand it. Like, you may have just recently started. I don't know. For example, you bought a new car. Okay, and the person who gave you the job doesn't like the fact that you bought such, in their mind, it's an extravagant car. Okay, it may not be to you, it may be just a regular, but they don't want you having it. So you know what they decide to do? They decide to lay you off. And so you're desperately trying to, get back on your feet, but they won't let you because they told everyone in the community and on the outside of the community not to give you a job. Okay, because they want you to be without certain things. That's a form of slavery. Okay, and that's a problem with a lot of people. And human trafficking is a huge problem, and they don't realize, what they do understand what it is, but the person who's controlling it, they do understand what it is, but they don't seem to care. Okay, it is a narcissistic form of abuse. But I'm glad that people are starting to talk about it. You know what I mean? Because this is the root problem of people not being well suited in their jobs. Okay, when people match them and put them in certain jobs that are not for them, and they do it for reasons that are might be political, might be the fact, like I said, I gave the example of me being a free spirited person. Okay, and somebody who has, like, for example, I have a lot of respect for natural food. Okay, like I'm not what you call like an enthusiast. Okay, but I'm somebody who sees the value of having vegetables and fruit in its natural form, right? So let's just say, for example, somebody wants to teach me a lesson and be more relaxed. So they want to make me go work for a company that makes, I don't know, what's that called? Biogenetic engineered food or whatever. They want me to work for that company. Why would I want to work for or support a company that I don't believe in? You see what I'm saying? And this is where you get the tension. The tension gets built up. The frustration gets built up in a lot of people. Now, I have never acted out any of my frustrations in the workplace, and thank goodness I never did. I was always very restrained. Because I didn't think it was worth me going to jail for like literally beating people, which they would have gotten what they deserved, but still. Okay, I never lashed out, but some people do. Like you see people on these. I even saw this on a clip. I don't know why he pissed in the coffee that he was serving people, but people will like they'll spit in food. They'll do these sort of things because they feel trapped. You know what I mean? They feel trapped. What else can they do? They can't improve their situation. They can't change it. So the only thing they're going to do is they're going to act out on it. They're going to piss in food. They're going to spit in food. They're going to perhaps maybe steal from the company in some way because they're going to lash out because they feel trapped. Okay, it's a negative thing to put people in situations that they're not meant to be in. You know what I mean? And so a job should be well matched for a person's personality, their ethics, their beliefs. That's one of the reasons why some companies share their vision, right? It's not just because they're trying to tell you where they're going, okay, but it's also there for people who are job seekers to say, hey, you know what? I like that vision. I want to be a part of that because it would align with my work-life balance. I wouldn't feel in their mind, they're thinking, I wouldn't feel overburdened if I had to work overtime because I'm passionate about the same thing. I'm interested too because this is what I love to do. You see what I'm saying? It's a match that's made correctly. Okay, it's not, you don't give people jobs because, perhaps maybe like, for example, me, right? Now, obviously, I'm somebody who supports the idea of smoking marijuana, right? Okay, they might say, okay, well, I don't like her doing that, so I'm going to give her a job where, they're going to do, that's not what you're supposed to do. Well, obviously, if something like that plays a big role in a person's life and they're supportive of it, they're only going to resent that place. They're only going to resent their policies. They're only going to sit here and act out in some way, whether that be smoking marijuana against the company's rules, or it's going to just be like just outright contempt in some other way. You know what I mean? People have to be well matched for their jobs. They have to be. Otherwise, like I said, it's never going to work. And the problem with human trafficking is that it's a form of control, of slavery, is what it is. And what companies really need is they need that fire. They need passionate people. And I know that I see a lot of young kids, they're talking about, hey, I'm going to school, and they have this all planned out in their mind. And they're so cute when they do it, right? And in my heart, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I really hope things work out for you. I really don't want to see you disappointed. I don't want to see people disappointed because the system is really fucked up. It will chew you up and spit you out and think nothing of it. So my thing is that obviously I know the damage of what human trafficking can do to a person. Okay, some people have worse situations than mine. Okay, some people are subjected to their ex-husbands, right? And their ex-husbands, number one, never want to see you move on. They never want to see you go on and live your life without them. All right. So, but it's an agreement between everyone in the community that they're not going to help you out because this person is telling you, saying that you cannot work until they say so. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that is a form of slavery. You are being controlled by somebody who you don't even give a shit about, need to get away from, shouldn't have anything to do with your stuff, but yet they have control and say over what you're doing. This is a problem. It's a huge problem. And, I understand that there's laws to protect people from that, but when you don't have people who identify it, report it, do something about it, and if you did report it, what would they do about it? You know what I mean? People need, like, assistance. If people are victims of things like human trafficking, they need protection. They need an agency that is actually going to identify the problem and not be a part of the problem. Like, I ran into that. I'm not going to mention any names, okay? But I ran into these issues because of this, being targeted in the manner that I was, okay? But look what kind of a situation that is you're in. You know what I mean? And it is such a big problem that, I know that I can't do anything about it alone, but I do understand, people can put their minds together, especially companies. When it comes to hiring people, they can use good judgment. They should use better judgment on why they're hiring their people and really look for the people who really are wanting to contribute, who are enthusiastic, who really can, improve their company enthusiastically, not because you're trying just to get a little bit more juice out of this person that just really can't give any more because they're just tapped out and they don't want to be there in the first place. You know what I mean? So anyway, what else is going on? I get the feeling that there's a lot of people talking about me because of these issues and me standing up and voicing my not just my opinion but my experience, and talking about the things that have happened to me. And I know that I did make a video just recently about fixing up their issues and giving a deadline. I have not checked any of my emails. I have not turned on my computer. I choose to wait to do that at some other time. Right now, like I said, dealing with anything online causes me extreme anxiety. It is not easy for me. When I think of this issue, what it meant, and the whole thing, I don't want to go too deep into it, okay? Because really, I do want to focus more on spiritual topics, but I do think the issue of human trafficking should be, because even though I have no intentions of ever going back to the workplace ever again, I can't stand seeing people. I can't stand people believing in something that is not true, that's going to end up chewing them up and literally spitting them out. It's just, I can't stand saying that. You know what I mean? It literally breaks my heart. But anyway, what else do I want to talk about? I think that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? I'm trying really hard today, just kind of take it easy. Like I said, I'm on my second cup of coffee. I do want to start rolling up my sleeves and finishing up my video. I've just basically been doing things as I feel. You know what I mean? Mainly because I'm dealing with a lot of mood swings. It's understandable, after like coming to realize all of this. There were some kids that I was thinking about when I was growing up with that I remember. I guess I could say a shout out to them. I wanted to say a shout out to Lori Brown. I haven't seen her in years, and she probably doesn't remember me. Well, she probably does remember me. I mean, everyone seems to know who I am now, but I don't know. She always intrigued me. It's like I always kind of regretted not getting to know her more because she always kind of fascinated me. What else did I want to say? I think that's pretty much it. I guess there's a lot of thoughts I'm just kind of keeping to myself. I know there's a lot of people who want me to talk about reincarnation. And, my personal remembering accounts from when I was Prince Alamehu, Like I said, I have not really like put a lot of effort into tapping into those through meditation yet. Of course, that's definitely something on my agenda. Mostly right now, I'm just kind of identifying the traits that I have now and why I am the way that I am. But I do think that, you know, me getting more information is something that I'm definitely going to share as soon as I start doing that. I just recently found out about the Prince Alamehu thing. I think it was sometime in mid-October or somewhere in November, okay? And since then, I think really my brain has been more spinning, kind of obsessing more on the issue of, wow, like my family was fake. Um, Everything was like kind of like a Truman Show type setup. Um, I'm thinking about the cruelty involved in it, the fact that somebody would set somebody up in a family, only to have, this like betrayal type thing going on. It's that part that starts to disturb me. It's those things. I'm still in that state of being a little shaken by all of this. You know what I mean? That part is a little bit much on me. So excuse me, but I definitely do see the importance of finding out like more about my ancestors, and of course finding out more about my life as the prince. I do know that the prince must have really liked street lamps. Like I like street lamps, and I like those old English looking ones. I think that is kind of coming through right now. It seems insignificant, but obviously I get the feeling that he must have liked walking at night. I love walking at night too. I don't do it anymore, but because I'm starting to, when I was younger, like I didn't think so much about people robbing me, killing me, stuff like that. I mean, I can't believe like I would walk like in the Out Valley. I would get up early and I would walk across the desert like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and think nothing of it. Like I was definitely somebody who's just like, ha ha, I'm just do what I want. I'm well aware that crime exists now. Well aware of that, and you won't see me walking at night anymore. But I do know that I've always been kind of like had this calling at night. Like when it gets at nighttime, I get this urge, like I just want to be outside. I want to look at the moon. I want to go look at the trees, how beautiful they look. But I pretty much stay inside, and that obviously must come from a past life. Anyway, so I'm gonna wrap up this video. I didn't do it on my computer. I saw making this video on my tablet, so there is no cute picture or anything to look at, and I do apologize for that. Hopefully I will have the ability to check my emails a little bit later once I get the nerve and I can deal with things a little bit more. So right now I'm going to wrap up this video, and I'll be back with another video sometime later. Take care. Bye-bye.